girly, if you don't want to snatch your waist and grow your glutes, then you might as well click off now, because today I've got a full body home workout for you. All you need is a pair of dumbbells. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing, share my top tips and tricks as always to help you get the best results possible. This video is part of our full week of home workout series, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the rest of them, because you want the whole routine. You can't just do one workout and expect to get the same results. But enough of me yapping, let's go warm up. First, you know the drill, baddies don't skip their warm-up, so we're going to do a combination of lower body and upper body dynamic stretches. We're going to split this full body workout into two parts. First, we're going to do all the lower body exercises while you've got the most energy and you're able to put more effort into it. Then we're going to do our upper body exercises and we're going to finish off with an ab finisher. For our first lower body exercise, we're doing a compound lift for the glutes, and that is B stance hip thrusts. So this is a bit different to your regular hip thrust, because instead of having your feet parallel, we're going to have them in a staggered stance so that you can focus on one glute at a time. For that reason, this exercise is also really great if you don't have access to heavier weights, because you naturally won't have to go as heavy to get a lot out of it. To set up, you're going to sit on the floor with your upper back against the chair or the sofa and place a dumbbell across your hip. Find the right foot position, stretch one leg out in front of you, and the foot on the opposite leg should be in line with your knee. This is going to be your working leg, and then you want your other foot just slightly in front of that one. The foot that's furthest away from the chair or the sofa is only there for support, and you want to be touching the ground with just your heel. Keeping your core tight, drive through your planted foot and squeeze your glutes at the top. Make sure you keep your spine neutral the whole time and avoid arching your lower back at the bottom. To get the most out of this movement, make sure that you're controlling the weight the whole time rather than using momentum. And a little bonus tip, when you're in the top part of your range of motion, think about squeezing the weight up to the final part where you're in full hip extension. The biggest mistake I used to make with this exercise was arching my back way too much when I went down. This was shifting all of the emphasis off of my glutes and onto my lower back. So to help you make sure you're targeting the glutes, imagine your upper body is a stiff plank, and the point where your upper back is touching the sofa or the chair, that is your hinge point. So we're doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and you're going to go straight from one leg into the other leg. If you need a few seconds rest in between, go for it, but ideally you're doing your set on one leg, straight into the other leg, then you're going to rest for a minute. Next up, we're doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of static lunges. You can choose which muscle group you want to bias more in this exercise. If you want to target the glutes more, then angle your upper body forwards, but if you want to focus on the quads more, then keep your upper body more upright. Lower your back knee towards the ground, keeping your torso either upright or that forward lean depending on which muscle group you want to bias. Press through your front foot to return to a standing position, but don't lock your knee out when you reach the top. We want to keep that constant tension on our quads and our glutes, so aim to stop just before lockout and then go down again into the next rep. We're staying stationary for the entire 10 to 12 reps, and then you're going to go straight into the other leg. One of the most common mistakes to look out for is your front knee sort of caving inward. This could be partly down to balance, but if that happens to you, I want you to consciously think about pushing that knee outward slightly to sort of counteract it throughout the movement. If balance is something you struggle with, it will get better over time as you practice this exercise, but if it's really holding you back at the start, you can always just drop one of the dumbbells and hold on to something to keep yourself stable. For a final leg exercise, we're doing a muscle group that a lot of people tend to skip, and that is calves. So we're doing weighted calf raises, 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Holding the dumbbells, you're going to stand with your feet hip width apart, press through the balls of your feet to lift your heels as high as possible. I want you to pause at the top and then slowly lower. To improve this exercise even more, you can go find a set of stairs and do the calf raises on the edge of the step. This is going to allow you to get a much deeper stretch, which can be really beneficial in leading to more muscle hypertrophy. After all 4 sets, you're going to take another minute's break, and now we're heading into the upper body part of our workout. It was actually freezing today, so I decided to grab a pair of joggers and switched up my hairstyle because we're going to be lying on the ground later, and I don't want like my claw clip impaling the back of my head. So for our first upper body exercise, we're hitting back, one of my favorites. We're doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of single arm rows. You're going to grab a chair or a table or anything that will let you get your upper back just about parallel to the ground. The chair I have here was just a tiny bit low for my liking, but we make do with what we've got. So placing one hand on the chair, hold the dumbbell in the other hand with a neutral grip. You want to pull the dumbbell towards your rib cage, keeping your elbow close to your body the whole time. When you're at the top of the movement, squeeze your back as hard as you can with a little pause, and then slowly lower back down. At the bottom, I want you to really feel that stretch in your lats. So extend your arm as far as you can without locking out your elbow. Focus on getting that mind to muscle connection with your lat muscles in the bottom, and then reverse the movement and repeat for reps. As always, we're controlling the movement the whole time. One thing to look out for is shrugging your shoulders instead of engaging your lats. So I like to think about it as moving the weight with my elbow rather than pulling it upwards with my wrist. That just helps me connect with my lats a bit more. more. Also aim to keep your spine in a neutral position and avoid rotating your torso while you're doing the movement as well. So we're going one side, straight into the other side, and then rest for a minute, and then repeat. Next, we're building those boulder shoulders. We're doing shoulder press. You can either do this standing or seated. I prefer seated. And we're going to do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. So to set up this movement, hold the dumbbells at shoulder height with your palms facing forwards or slightly inwards. Keeping your core tight, you're going to press the dumbbells up overhead and avoid arching your lower back. Make sure you're not looking out your elbows at the top, and on the way down, you want to stop the movement when your upper arms are about 90 degrees or just below to your body. Next, you know how much I love an arm superset, so we're doing an arm superset. We've got 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. For our first exercise, we're doing overhead tricep extension. So to set this up, you're going to hold one dumbbell with both hands behind your head. When you're holding the head of the dumbbell, one hand should cross over the other in sort of a diamond shape, and you're going to lower slowly behind your head until you feel a really deep stretch in your triceps. Pause for a second and then reverse the movement until you reach the top without looking out your elbows when you get there. A couple of mistakes to look out for is 1, your elbows flaring out too much, so make sure you keep them kind of tucked, and the second one, you probably already guessed it, but it's using momentum, so keep it controlled as always. I know you know. You can do the overhead tricep extensions either standing or seated, whichever you prefer. Seated will probably give you a bit more stability, but I'm going to give you that choice so you can make this workout your own. So after you've done your first set of tricep extensions, we're going to go straight into alternating bicep curls. So to set this up, hold the dumbbells at your sides with your palms facing forwards. Curl one dumbbell up while keeping the elbow close to your side. Lower under control and then switch arms. When that opposite arm is kind of resting, make sure that you're not looking out your elbow at the bottom, but you want to keep the tension on your bicep the whole time. I feel like this is one of the exercises where momentum is quite common, so I know you already know this, but I'm gonna say it one last time. Slow down the movement because you will get more out of it. One other thing to think about is make sure that your elbows aren't drifting too far forward, so you want to keep them back and keep your chest up the whole time. Okay, now for everyone's favorite part, the ab finisher. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 10 to 20 reps of each of these exercises. I'm going to warn you now, your abs will be burning at the end of it, but trust me, you will thank me later. First up, we're doing flutter kicks. So you're going to lie on your back, your hands under your glutes or by your sides, lift your legs slightly and alternate kicking up and down. You can see why we needed to change the hairstyle now. The biggest mistake that so many people make with this exercise is letting your lower back arch off the ground too much. So the way that you can combat this is engaging your core, like really engaging your core. And the way you do that is think about drawing your belly button towards your spine. It will take a fair bit of practice, but you could try it even without moving your legs. So just lie on the floor and think about drawing your belly button towards your spine. Try and engage your core, get that feeling down, and then add in the flutter kick. If that's not the most comfortable for you, you can also try this flutter kick variation, which is essentially just a seated version. And you don't have to worry about your lower back arching off the ground because your lower back's not on the ground. After you've done your 10 to 20 reps, we're going to go straight into knee tucks. So holding a dumbbell in both hands, you're going to sit on the floor and bring your knees towards your chest and then extend your legs out. If you're not ready for the weighted variation yet, you can drop the dumbbell and put your hands on the ground on either side of your hips and go through the exact same movement by engaging your core to bring your legs in towards your chest. After your 10 to 12 reps, you're going to go straight into leg lowers. So we're going to lie on our backs, our legs extended, lower your legs slowly while keeping your core engaged. This exercise is not one to be rushed. We're going slow here. Your abs are going to be burning, but I want you to control it as much as you can. Then that is the end of round 1. So you're going to rest for 1 minute and then repeat that for 2 more rounds. And then congratulations, you have completed the full body workout. I'm so proud of you. You're going to be feeling it the next day, so you might want to schedule next day as a rest day. So I hope you enjoyed that workout. Drop a comment to let me know how you got on, because I replied to all my comments. Give it a like, share it with a friend, make sure you're subscribed, and let me know what content you want to see in future, because I'm literally making these videos for you, and if you don't tell me, then you won't get what you want. I love you so much, and make sure you check out this video next, because it's the next workout in this full week of workout series. See you there?